Hello, everyone. Welcome to Text Talk for today. I am Dr. Roosevelt Watson. And again, I want to thank you for tuning in and sharing some of your valuable time with us as we share for just a little bit. I am excited about what I have to share. So let me just jump right into it. I want to begin with asking the question, who do you love? Who do you love? If you were sharing your responses with me, I'm sure I would hear such ones as parents and children and siblings and grandparents and other family members. I would no doubt hear best friends and spouses, boyfriends and girlfriends, longtime neighbors, and maybe even longtime co-workers and people like that. But can you unequivocally say that you love everybody? Can you say you love everybody? Do you love those whose character and conduct is offensive and abusive and painful to you? Do you love your enemies? Do you love those who mistreat you, who abuse you, who dislike you and who hate you? Can you say honestly at this moment that you love those who don't love you back? You see, the question that I lift here is not do you love, but do you love like God commanded? You see, in the Old Testament, it states in Deuteronomy 6:5, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. And then in Leviticus 19:18, it says, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against anyone among your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Then Jesus comes along here in Luke chapter 6, verses 27 through 36, which is Luke's version of the Sermon on the Mount found in Matthew. And let me just share those verses so we can go further, push it a little further. Luke 6:27, and I'm reading from the New International Version. But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. If anyone slaps you on one cheek, turn to them the other also. If someone takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt from them. Give to everyone who asks you, and if anyone takes what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And if you lend to those whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners, expecting to be repaid in full. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be the children of the Most High, because he is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Be merciful just as your Father is merciful. Boy, that's a tight passage right there. Now, note right off the bat the people that we are to love. We have to love enemies, haters, misusers, and abusers. We are to love those who are hostile toward us. We are to love those who oppose the things of God. We are to love those who take advantage of us, who seek our harm or have done us wrong. We're not simply to love the people who love us back or love us first. And I know Teddy Pendergrass says it's so good to love somebody and somebody love you back. But when they don't love us, it's good for us to love them. That's what Jesus says here. So what is it about this love? What does it mean for us in this day and in this time? What is it that what should we get out of this passage concerning love? 3 points I want to make about this love, and then I'll be done. The first thing that I want you to get is love is not some tingly feeling, but it is favorable treatment. This love, a lot of times when we think or talk about love, we look at it, think about it in emotional terms and from emotional perspectives. But this love of which Jesus speaks is called agape. And it's not born out of emotions or feelings or familiarity or attraction. So we are not referring here to brotherly love or family love or romantic love. All of those are fine and good and have their spot and their place. But we're referring to agape love. And agape has to do with volition or will. It is a matter of choice. In fact, if there is some tingly feeling, it arises, or it ought to arise from the satisfaction of knowing that you are rendering favorable treatment and not from whom the treatment is rendered. This agape love it's not a tingly feeling, but it's favorable treatment. And this favorable treatment is characterized by 5 things according to the passage that we read here in Luke. Number 1, doing good. Doing good to others for their good without expecting anything in return. There's no ulterior motive. It's your focus is not your self-interest, but it is their best interest. Doing good. But then the other characteristic is blessing. He said, bless them that curse you. Blessing. To bless here means to pronounce or wish happiness and prosperity on someone. It is speaking favorably toward one's well-being. In fact, invoking or praying to God that he would bring it about if we do not have the power to bring it about ourselves. It is what Paul instructed and referred to when he wrote in Romans chapter 12, verse 14, bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. The other characteristic of this love, this favorable treatment is praying to God. We just said praying, but praying to God, not that God should get the people who have wronged you or who hate on you, but that he would grace them. Not that he would get them, but that he would grace them. You see, prayer for others is one demonstration, a powerful demonstration of our love toward them. Because can you truly pray for somebody that you just can't stand? That when the thought of them or the mention of them just turns your stomach, gives you an ill feeling. It's hard to pray, but when you can pray for folk genuinely for their welfare, their well-being, that is a great demonstration of your loving them. That's favorable treatment. But then another characteristic of this favorable treatment, this agape love, is then refusing to retaliate. This loving takes place even when folk behave in an unloving manner. And when we choose to love them, we choose not to engage in revenge or payback, or as James Brown says, some get back. But we elect rather to be merciful and not give them what we think they rightly deserve. Just pray for them. Oh my goodness. Refusing to retaliate. But then another characteristic of this love, this agape love, this favorable treatment, is then giving without expectation. No swapping gifts. I give this to you this time and you give it back, or I lend you this and I expect you to pay me back. That's tight. That's really tight. But we're not back scratching. We're not, let me scratch your back this time. Let me do you a favor this time. And then therefore I expect you to do me a favor later. I can call in my mark or my favor later. No, 5 characteristics of this love, according to the text here, is doing good. It's blessing. It's praying to God. It's refusing to retaliate, and it's giving without any expectation of reciprocation. The mantra for this agape love, this favorable treatment, could include verse 31, where Jesus says, "Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you." And I paraphrased it a little bit, but do unto others. And in fact, that's called the golden rule. The golden rule could be included in the mantra for this favorable treatment or this agape love. Now, let me make it clear before I move to the next point about this love, is that this love is not feeding others with a long-handled spoon. Oh, my goodness. But this love is offered, it's given, it's rendered up close and personal. If you got to stay away to love them, then you're really not loving them. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Oh, this is tight, but it's right. Let me make it clear that this is not feeding folk. Let me say it again. Not feeding folk with a long handle spoon, but it's giving them love. It's loving on them up close and personal. Oh my goodness. So this first point, this love is not a tingly feeling, but favorable treatment. But then the second point about this love from the text is our love is not to tail off and fall, but it is to take off and fly. See, because we were created, so this is not do it sometime and then don't do it at other times. But because we were created to be or to live interactively and interdependently, love is necessary for us to do so efficiently and effectively. Love is that acting attitude that allows us to cooperate and complement each other, living and working in unity. So this love it's a life. All I'm trying to tell you, it's a lifestyle. It's not hit or miss. It's not sporadic. It's not every now and then. It's not when you feel like it. But this love is to be a way of life. Oh my. This love is, I hope you get it, but this love is foundational. And without it, all the other loves and all the other love relationships are in jeopardy. Because the thing that undergirds brotherly love, romantic love, family love is this agape love. Oh my. So as you can see, if we're going to continue in it, this love requires faithfulness, it requires commitment, and it requires sacrifice. Because again, we're not doing to get expecting anything back. We're doing it just before the other's person or person's well-being and welfare. Oh my God. So again, we are to love when folk behave in an unloving manner. I'll just have to be somewhat transparent and say, I still need help with that. I'm better, but I still need help. And if you will admit it, you probably do too. But all right, there are 3 points I said. First point is love is a tingly feeling and not, is not a tingly feeling, but favorable treatment. Our love is to take off and fly, not tail off and fall. But then the third point is this: taking pattern after the Father will prove you are of the Father. It's in these verses that we read. We are to emulate God. We are to love folk like God loves. And one thing that we know about God, he's merciful. The text, Jesus said it, that God is merciful. The Father is merciful. He's kind to the ungrateful and to the wicked. That's a place that we could stop and have a good shouting moment. He's kind to the ungrateful and to the wicked. Let me say it again. He's kind to the ungrateful and to the wicked. I feel something right there, because if we just would be honest, we have been wicked. We have been ungrateful. We have been unlovable. But yet God is kind to us, loving to us. We are to emulate him. We are to love like he loves. Because watch, Jesus said, then you will be children of the Most High. Meaning, oh my goodness, see, watch this. In 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 and 8, John says, dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. We are to emulate God because he's kind to the wicked and to the ungrateful. But then we are on, this is the point I want you to get right here. We are unable to love like God. We are incapable of this agape love until we have been born again, until we have been saved, until the Lord comes into our heart. Agape love is not possible for us. But when we are saved, when we are born again, we can love others with the love of God that is now in us. And it is undeniable evidence that we are God's children. Oh my goodness. That's why we ought to emulate God, because we ought to take pattern after our Father. There is something wrong when one claims to be a child of God but won't love like God or with the love of God. Oh, man. So again, the question is not, do you love, but it's, do you love like God commanded and like Jesus expounded and reiterated on? Oh, my goodness. See, folk who are not born of God, folk who are not saved, love. They love, but they don't love like God or with the love of God. And Jesus says that kind of love from those persons is nothing. There's nothing praiseworthy about it. There's nothing worth celebrating. But when you love like God, when you love with the love of God, because you have been born of God, God our Father sees to it that we are rewarded greatly. It was there. We read it. It says, great is your reward, and you shall be the children of the Most High. God rewards his children. We're not loving simply to get the reward, for that is not the nature of agape love, but yet God rewards us anyway. What a mighty, what an awesome, what a powerful, oh my goodness, what a God we serve. Is there anybody out there that's glad that God loves us? I am. Are you glad that God loves us. Aren't you glad to love folk like God? Oh my goodness, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that God loves like he loves. And I'm glad. Let me just get personal. I'm glad I've been born of God and the love of God is working in me. Yeah, I could do it better, and I'm working on it. And I hope that you are too. Oh my goodness. Who do you love? Who do you love? Let me leave you with that. This is Dr. Watson. I'm out. Till next time, the next week, when we come on for another text talk for today. God bless you. God keep you. Goodbye.